Imagine you were playing a game where you have to make a choice. If you choose the red mushroom, the purple mushroom will be very upset, very sad, and it will be destroyed. Now imagine every time that you in this world, or anyone in this world, makes a choice, the decision would cause a giant bucket of sadness to form under the ground. So that's where the purple mushroom goes. Every time you choose the red mushroom, it will live, and the purple mushroom will go into the bucket of sadness under the ground. And this big bucket is called the Abyss. Yes, we're talking about Genshin Impact. I'm trying to break it down in as simple terms as possible. And so this is not bad magic or, bad feelings or mad feelings or whatever, stuff like that happens. So in the choices that we make in Genshin, for example, that we are led to make, whether on purpose or not, these decisions cause sadness and causes pain and causes the story to become darker and darker. That is what I believe is happening in Genshin. The unpicked mushrooms, in this case the purple mushroom, gets so angry that it becomes part of the abyss. And so by rescuing the red mushroom, we basically send the purple mushroom, the electro mushroom, into the abyss. So the abyss gets stronger and stronger and bigger, and it's going to break the world. Well, all right, let's get into let's get into this video. Welcome everyone. So yeah, this is an extreme example, right? But there is a real case I'm going to talk about. I'm also going to go back to the story of one of the storybooks in the beginning of the game that we came across, and I'm going to actually make a whole series of videos about this. So if you remember the Pale Princess and the Six Pygmies, it is a book that we had to rescue or take from the Abyss Order. The Abyss Order wanted to infiltrate, and they want to get into the library of the Knights of Favonius to steal this very specific book. This book is not even like about alchemy or any special technology, right? It is not a map of Celestia. It's not like anything major as far as we know. We have read it. It's like 7 volumes, and it's basically a story. It's basically a kid's storybook. So why did the Abyss Order want to get this storybook, right? And so we know a lot more now than we did back then. So we know that in just say, for example, right, the Lumine is our Spiral Abyss sibling. She is the Abyss sibling, and we're supposed to fight her, even though we play Ether and we're her twin. She kind of belongs, and she kind of heads up and leads the Abyss Order. And we don't really know the full story yet, but that's why I'm going to get into my theories, and we're going to talk about what I think is actually happening in this case. So in case you guys are wondering what I do on my weekends, I basically do research on Genshin, and so I have a lot of stuff I want to share with you guys today. About the forbidden history, about what I think is happening, and how everything ties back into the Abyss Order, Lumine's Abyss Order, and as well as the Abyss, and as well as the story of Genshin. What is the lore? So I've done a lot of research in the last few days, and I want to share this all with you. I'm going to break it down. This is just basically an introduction to what I want to get into, but I'm going to just get into all these really cool stuff very, very soon. So there is this abyss, and it is destroying the world. But what if we are destroying the world? What if we are the ones who are ultimately the villain of this game? Even though we're trying to rescue things from the abyss, but actually the abyss is not actually a bad thing. It's actually, like what I said in the beginning, it could be all the decisions that we make that causes something like as simple as a mushroom or heliotrope to be destroyed because we chose one versus the other. So kind of like we have no real choice in this, because every choice leaves a shadow, and the shadow is the abyss in this case. Like I said, I'm going to break this all down a bit more in a very structured way. I did start Genshin course a few months ago, but then I kind of like decided what I really wanted to do is to actually get into like all the lore stuff. I think that's really my passion. I'm really interested in like figuring out what makes Genshin so cool. Like, you know, the day and the night, the Night Mother, the chaos, theories, all the good stuff. Like, you know, prophetic allegories in Teyvat, the abyss. What is the you know, we are basically two sides of the same coin, right? Lumine and Ether. One is the abyss and one is light in this case. So I really want to get into all this stuff. It's really, really interesting, really cool. I think it's really cool. So if you're interested in this, you know, definitely join me. I'm going to be talking about how the book I mentioned just now, the Pale Princess and the Six Pygmies, are actually it's actually the Gnostic Bible. In this case, right? It's actually, it explains the whole story of Genshin. I think that's the key to the whole story of Genshin. That's right. In the beginning, right when we are starting out in Mondstadt, we actually, you know, encountered this book, and we are introduced to the Spire Abyss. Sorry, we're introduced to the Abyss Order, and later we find out that Lumine is behind it. And basically, this Abyss Order trying to get this book, which doesn't really make sense until you figure out like how it relates to the Immortal, to Celestia, as well as the Abyss. And then, you know, the Descenders, the Primordial One, what is the different origins in this case, as well as, you know, what happens to it, right? Whether it's a legacy or fate, whether we are poison, whether, you know, whether we encounter, you know, people who are poisoned by forbidden knowledge and bound to Teyvat's fate. So I think that's actually kind of what happens to Lumine. I'm going to get into that like later on. I'm just going to introduce this concept and this whole thing on to do with this thing, and I also introduce the Night Mother later on. So right now everything is like in a mess because I really want to get into like, I'm just like dumping everything onto paper and making graphics and stuff like that. But later on, I'm going to present it in a very like logical, you know, series. So there's going to be like, I think 9 series in the beginning, 9 episodes for this series of things. And I'm going to actually make it into a course as well, just to see, you know, it's kind of cool. And I really want to get into lore. So if you are interested in Genshin lore, hit up subscribe or like this video or send me your theories. And so in the next 1 or 2 months, I'll be pumping out some of these things because I'm kind of still busy with the songs, and I really want to, you know, explore what is the Light Moon Forest and what is the Dark Sea. We hear about the Dark Sea. It is actually a place in Teyvat, right? You may have heard of it if you read, you know, if you actually read what happens in Genshin and not just skip all the conversations and this stuff and dialogues. Like if you actually read, you actually know a lot of these things, but it may not actually be like it may not actually make sense to you right now. So this is what I'm trying to do to make sense for it myself as well as for you. And so yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys what you think about this. this storybook, which actually unlocks the whole of Genshin Impact. So I'm not going to get too much into this kind of stuff because it's like really crazy stuff. Like I said, I just been researching like mad, and I think ultimately the theory I'm on right now is that, you know, whatever Ether does is making the world more and more sad and dangerous, and it's like it's so like I don't really have the words for it right now. I'm still like trying to figure out everything. So it's I don't know, this probably is like the worst introduction to like lore videos you've heard of, but you know, there's so much stuff going on out there, so many theories, so many people have different ideas. So I have to stick with one, and it might evolve, it might change, but ultimately I think it'll give you a good understanding of Genshin through my eyes, through my perspective. And if you're into lore, like I said, definitely, you know, subscribe, like, comment on the videos, because I do try to respond to all your comments. And if you're just here for the music, there's my music playing in the background. You can't really hear it very well. I haven't released this version yet, but it's kind of instrumental. And I want to make more videos, either it's music videos or lore videos. I'm going to try to make more lore videos in the future if I have time. I'll definitely make the 9 episodes I am like committing and promising right now. So there'll be at least 9 episodes for that, and it'll kind of walk you through the whole of the introduction. So I'm just going to jump. Let me just look at my notes again. I really want to get into like what is it? So yeah, so there's gonna be like a few different episodes. So episode 1 is gonna be about the storytale book, right? So that's episode 1, how the Abyss Order tried to steal this storybook from us, introducing the Pale Princess and the 6 Pygmies, and why the Abyss Order tried to get it from us, tried to steal it from us. Alright, so in episode 2 we're going to talk about light and dark. You know, let me go back to that slide. The light and darkness, as well as the not this one, yeah. So there's the 2, oh no, not this one. Wait, where did I see just now? No, it's not here. I lost track of it. Oh, probably this one. Sorry, a lot of research. No, I don't see it. Oh yes. So basically, the Light Moon Forest and the Land of the Dark, or Land of the Night. So basically, the light and darkness thing, right? We're going to talk about that in episode 2, the light and dark realms, and how the primordial one unifies the world. So okay, and then in the next episode, we're going to talk about the 3 Moon Sisters, and I think we go back to the other previous slide. Sorry, very trying my best here. Yeah, so the 3 Moon Sisters, right? Before the you know, before before it got destroyed, basically what happened, right? And then we'll talk about the aftermath. Okay, then that's gonna be episode 3, and then episode 4 we're gonna talk about the arrival of the prince and the great betrayal. Let me see if I can find it. Maybe I haven't done it yet, but yeah. So anyway, so that's gonna be episode 4. Episode 5 is gonna be the kingdom of the Pygmies. Do you think it is Conria or some other place? Right, that's gonna be quite interesting discussion. We're gonna discuss that, and then let's see if I. Yeah, the Outlander's arrival. That's episode 3 or 4, and then 5 is the kingdom of the Pygmies. We're going to get into that. And then Episode 5, episode 6. I think that's as far as I got so far. I'm still on episode 4. I'm still writing it out. But episode 5 and episode 6 is going to be the Archons, about the Archons. So definitely, if you're interested in the Archons and how it fits into this whole story, then episode 6 is the one for you. And then episode 7 is where we talk about the two heirs, the prince and the princess. The first heir, the sibling who was deceived. Second heir, who tries to find them and rescue them. And then at the end, I think episode 8, we're gonna talk about the Night Mother. So where's the Night Mother? Probably no. This is the pure princess. Yeah, the Night Mother and the Force Guy. And then we're going to talk about at the end we're going to talk about the Herald of the Dawn. I think that's the next part. The Herald of the Dawn. So this is going to be episode 9. Definitely there's going to be a lot of stuff in between. This is just kind of what I have right now. So yeah, definitely check it out, and we'll see you in the full version. So this is not part of 9 episodes, it's just introduction. So I really want to hear from you. I really want to see what you guys think about the theories as well. I'm also going to go back to the previous lore video I tried to do a couple of times a couple of weeks or months ago with my live stream on Sunday night, but that didn't really work because I think not everyone had the resources and they weren't prepared for it. So it's my fault. I did a bad job for that one. But going forward, I want to really get into the lore and stuff like that. It's really interesting. And so we're going to talk about this as well. This is going to be 9 episodes, and then we're going to talk about the other stuff that I prepared before, which is, I'm not sure how many episodes, I haven't decided yet. But yeah, so if you're interested in lore videos, there's going to be a new course I'm going to be releasing later this month in March 2026, and so look forward to that. And in the meantime, check out my videos, my music. I'm going to try as much as possible to give as much value as possible to you. And so I'm just gonna wrap it up here. I hope you have enjoyed this introduction one. I'm going to continue working on this and then do a live stream tonight. Alright, have a good day everyone. Bye.